Bamboleo, bambolea, porque mi vida yo la prefiero vivir así.
The lady in aisle 6, that was awesome.
Welcome to Kermode Uncut. We're joined by Garth Jennings, whose new film Sing is doing fantastically well in cinemas at the moment. The thing I want to talk to you about, however, is one of my favourite films of all time, Son of Rambow. Son of Rambow is now 10 years or something old, which is extraordinary. And I interviewed you and met you when the film first came out.
They're foreigners! Take cover!
It's amazing how much of a life that's had since it first opened. I've grown up in a house with kids who started making movies because they saw Son of Rambow.
Oh, that's a dream scenario, though, isn't it? Do you remember that film School of Rock?
Yeah, of course.
How many kids wanted to pick up guitars or play drums after that film? I mean, it's a dream when you're making something that the whole film was about. Son of Rambow was about how I was inspired to make films. And if you can translate that to other people or transfer that to other people, that's as good as it gets as a result for a filmmaker like me. Yeah.
Do you go back and watch Son of Rambow again? Because
No.
I have to say it's on in our house once a year.
Really?
Yeah, we watch it at least once a year.
I'm thrilled to hear that. I really am. I don't watch it not for any lack of affection, but I don't know why. Actually, I probably need to see a psychotherapist to work out why I won't watch things I've made. But it's quite nice to sort of finish something and then move on, and you're always working on something else. But I'm always reminded of it because I often find people will send me messages, or I'll meet someone and they'll find out that I made that film and they'll say, "Oh, I named my dog after, Rambo. I've met a Rambo dog." Or my children made films because of that. Or yeah, one of my kids fell off a wall trying to do one of the stunts. I was like, oh, come on. Had a great production. It was a blissful production. The cast, the crew were amazing. It was a really dreamy time. And then the post-production, easy peasy. Sold it at Sundance, great. Then it went through a catastrophic lawsuit. It literally killed it stone dead.
That was to do with the title? Or?
Or just kinds of things that, even as I'm saying this, I can feel my skin begin to prickle at the memory of it all. But what it meant was it got a huge delay in America, and then by the time it was due for release, the people that bought it weren't there anymore. So it kind of died a bit of a death around the world, apart from England.
Mm-hmm.
Studio Canal did a fab job of it in England. And so we were a little bit hurt by that. But over the years, people seem to keep finding it and engaging with it and then sharing it. And so it's actually come with its own rewards. And I'm ever so proud of it. I was at the time, and I still to this day feel really delighted that people get it and enjoy it.
Most famously, of course, you won a Kermode Award for it, which I know is the very pinnacle of your career.
My house was built around the award. It's like on a central atrium, and then I said, don't get too close.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like in Raiders of the Lost Ark, where he's got the bag of sand.
Yeah.
He's going,
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of, that's my house.
Excellent.
And that's your award.
One of the things that's great about that film is that you made it remembering how you had first sort of played with video. And
Yes.
it's great big bulky VHS
Huge.
skins and cameras. We are now shooting this blog on a phone that you could probably swallow.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the fact that in the period of your life, filmmaking has gone from what to that?
I love it personally because I think these gadgets are wicked. I mean, I genuinely love these phones and how they work. I didn't enjoy carrying that camera around, or the camera and the whole video cassette recorder with the battery that would last 15 minutes. That was like 9 times the size of that phone you're holding right now. So we would have loved that. That's Star Trek technology for us back in the 80s. That would be like, you're kidding. You can do it all on a slab, like a little tile of glass.
If when you were a kid you had access to that kind of technology, what sort of short films would you have made when you were young?
That is a good question. You know what? They would have been no better or worse than what I made. They'd have just been easier to make.
Okay.
Better swing across the lake. I'll get back up. And I'll meet you in the prison in 1 hour.
Because we still had to learn how to edit, how to film. It's still hard to make something good. Like my kids sometimes make little things. They're like, look at this. And I just remember, I'm like, oh, now I understand why Mum used to go, yeah, very nice. Anyway, because most of the things they make are okay. And most of the time, terrible. But every now and then they do something awesome. You go, that's good. Keep going with that. And I sound like a terrible parent, don't I? Really critical. Third act needs work. Really, just tighten that up there.
And you've got to work on the colour, but
No,
other than that,
not at all. It's very playful, but it's but there's still, you realise making things is hard. So it's like in animation, we've been working right now. Technology is phenomenal. You can do anything. Still got to care about it. That's the tricky stuff. Making an algorithm that makes sheep's wool move in the wind in an authentic way, that is really hard, but it can be done. Caring about that sheep is a whole different thing altogether. So I found actually as even as these things get better and smaller, it becomes more apparent where the creative flaws are, I suppose.
Whoa, mind the trees!
One sort of last thing, it's amazing now looking at Son of Rambow and seeing, you know, how well cast it is. Will Poulter, who is now in absolutely everything, and I cannot to this day. I mean, I think he's a brilliant actor and brilliantly versatile. And he was most recently in things like The Revenant.
Yeah.
The minute he comes on screen, I want to shout, "I'm all right, Lee Carter." How do you feel about the fact that you know the success that followed?
Oh, delighted. It's great when the good guys win, isn't it? But the fact that they are so genuinely talented as well is great to see them succeed. That's what you want. We knew, like, within a few days of shooting that film that these were like really talented people.
And they were like 13
and 11/12 at the time. But you just knew, like, we filmed the last scene in the film in Son of Rambow is Will Poulter's character watching the film.
In the cinema.
Right. And in that scene, he has to cry. We shot that on the second day of filming, right? And I'm sitting next to this little guy, he's 13 at the time, and I'm just whispering him the directions. I'm saying, okay, you're watching it now, okay, you're looking at it, it's funny. And all of that was just me whispering in his ear, now you see your brother, and I fed him the light, and he just started crying. And I start crying because I'm like, holy Christmas, this kid is phenomenal. So when we talk about The Revenant and things like that, not surprised. Yeah. He had it in him, and the commitment he had to it as well was apparent, both of them, Bill and Will. So it's sort of delightful, really.
It would have been better if after he'd escaped the bear, Leonardo DiCaprio had said, "I'm all right, Lee Carter." I mean, that really was the thing that it was missing.
So many movies would be improved with that line, like as Superman went into the ground, you know. I'm all right, Lee Carter.
Well, Garth, you know, congratulations on Sing. Congratulations particularly on Son of Rambow, which is a film which has genuinely stood the test of time.
Thank you.
I'll carry on watching it once a year, even if you never do.
I will. Thank you very much.
Cheers.
3,